welcome back to the Really Bad Podcast. I'm your host, Ella Beasley, and this is my co-host. Not out of sight anymore, and obviously not out of mind. I'm so nervous. I don't know why. I'm so nervous. My heart is beating out of my stomach right now. It's it's palpitating. I have to say. And hello. So I just wanted to do like a tell episode to tell where we've been and what we've been doing since we just stopped recording in January. We just disappeared in January, and not for good reason. I will say, we got caught up being students, high school students at that, which is hard, especially whenever you're in a small town like we're in. It's difficult. It comes with its challenges. Hold on just one second. I just want to let you guys know that if you hear intermittent screaming or yelling or crying, nobody's being tortured. It's just our 2-year-old brother that doesn't always get his way. So we've just been being high school girls. We're gonna hit the highlights and just go into detail on a few things maybe. So like I said, there's no good reason as to where we've been. Where have you been? What have you been doing? You wanna give us an update? This is like a big deal. We're in a different spot.
Yeah.
We have another human being that you can see, which is crazy.
Face to the voice.
It's not. Yeah.
Is that what
So yeah. Or I think it's named to the face, but a face to the voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah. I broke up with
The other guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I was still with the first, but I was single for a little bit, was with somebody else, and now I'm fully single. Praise the Lord.
And we'll touch back on relationships and stuff here in a minute, because there's a lot to unpack here.
There is.
But we're in a different spot. We're no longer in the studio. We're no longer
laundry room.
We're no longer in the laundry room. We switched locations. Now we're in the comfort of my bed. And I don't know, I feel more comfortable like this. It's
more cozy. It's more homey.
Yeah, it feels more just like a chit chat, because we sit in bed and chit chat more often than we should.
Yeah.
And these are our sides too. This is how we sit normally.
Yeah.
So I just want to hit the highlights. January, nothing really got good till May. I think I was just battling really hard with keeping up the podcast and content and stuff that I wanted to put out. Our little intermission here. This is Mattis. Mattis, you want to say hi to the podcast? Come here.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
me.
This is Mattis. Give me a kiss. Mwah.
I'm dead.
You want that?
You want this?
Yes.
Say hi, podcast.
Podcast.
Okay. Hi, Cass.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry. It's okay.
You're okay. I love you. Sorry about that, folks. I did give you a full warning.
Yes.
That was gonna happen
The
at some point.
interruption.
Yes, because typically we record at nighttime.
Whenever he's asleep.
Yeah, and so there's never any interruptions. But
It's a weekday and we're in school.
yeah. So we're recording in broad daylight. You can see behind us. It's daytime. So
It is.
yeah, I was struggling for sure. Within school, I have really bad ADHD, so my grades weren't doing too good, and I was just struggling really hard. So, but now I'm in a better place. I'm still struggling with other things. Like I said, we'll get to that, but I'm in a better place now. So, but the highlights, I want to say, I was 17 whenever we started recording.
Yes.
And
was
I
I
turned
16?
Yeah. I was 17 whenever we started recording. We actually had the anniversary last September. This month is our anniversary.
Shoot.
Yeah. So, it's definitely been a trip. There's been lots of mixed reviews. The first one, it really lived up to the title. It really did.
Yeah.
It was really bad. And it's still not great, but we're getting there. So I turned 18, and the first thing I did whenever I turned 18 is I went and got a tattoo. My dad and I got matching tattoos. Shout out, Dad. And then he took me to the casino, and which is so funny because my mom was like, I got home and she was like, so how much did you lose? And I was like, I didn't. She was like, oh, okay. She's like, did you win? Like, it's either win or lose, you know? And I was like, I mean, yeah, I won a little. She's like, how much? I was like, oh, like 500. She was like, dang, okay. And like, I went with my dad and I went with my uncle, and my uncle is like, he's a real big gambler. Like, he loves to gamble. And so we gambled a little bit, and then I won $500, and I was like, okay, like, I love you guys. Like, I'm ready to go. Ready to cash out. Yeah. We're not gonna risk it any more than we already have.
And that was the same day you got your tattoo, right?
Yeah. It was just like big, you know, whirlwind. Got a tattoo. It says let go and let God. It's on my ribs right here. My dad. I might post a picture on the podcast Instagram. I don't know. We'll see. So I got a tattoo. Went to the casino. It was fun. I went to Calf Fry this year. I didn't make it last year. Like the year before that. Calf Fry, for those of you who don't know, it's a little like it's a festival kind of like concert in Stillwater, Oklahoma. It's so fun. It's so fun.
And it's outside.
And yeah.
Yeah.
It's an outside concert in Stillwater. And there's like, you know, like a bunch of like different artists. It's really fun. And there's like some headliners. Like the night, it's a 3-day ordeal. And the third day, or I think it was the third day. Yeah, the third day was the day that I went. Because it's like and I would have liked to go all 3 days, but
it is
what it is, yeah.
It's a lot.
I feel like a terrible big sister. I have really bad big sister guilt right now. We're going to have to cut all this out.
Yep.
So, and that was fun. Like I said, I went the third day, and they, the Red Clay Strays were playing. So that was really cool. And the only person that I really wanted to see that night was Kat Hasty, and I got to see her. It was great. It was as good as I imagined. So yeah. So I went to Calf Fry, went to the casino. Allie and I actually attended, like a party together, which we're not like partiers. Like, we don't really party, but our friend Stan, threw a party, and so we had to make an appearance.
We did.
And it was fun.
It was fun. I don't regret going.
No.
It was a good time.
Me neither. I, met...
We stand.
Yeah, we stand. I met a cowboy that knew how to two-step, and so, that was fun, because he was really good at it, but he was so intoxicated. Does Stan know he's Stan? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
You'd think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Stan knows. But no, he was so intoxicated.
Stan.
Our friend.
The other. The two-stepper.
The two-stepper. We'll call him Cowboy.
That's disgusting.
Okay, what should we call him?
Two-stepper.
Two-stepper. Okay. Two-stepper was fun. He definitely was trying very hard.
He confessed his love for Ella.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean,
he was drunk.
Drunk words are
sober thoughts.
Yeah.
That's what I've always heard. We were in fact not drunk because we don't do that. So
we do not. We just went for the party to socialize.
Yeah, And
it was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And whenever we got home, my mom had to come get us. And I felt so bad because the day after she had work, I think I had work too.
You did.
I did?
Yeah.
The day after she had work, and so she had to like wake up super early and drive me all the way out to Stan's house to get my car.
I know, that was really funny.
Yeah.
You should have just took my car, honestly. I don't know why you didn't think of that.
Well,
I think you had all your stuff in there, I'm sure.
Probably. And so sad. My car's name was Joyce, and Joyce got totaled out.
Yeah,
in a hailstorm, yeah. And so, yeah, she's no more.
Mine's getting fixed next month.
Really?
Yeah. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Joyce is no more. I loved that car to death, so.
She is gone.
Yeah, we went to a party. We went to prom in April. That was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
There was a guy that had gotten so drunk at prom, he had like drank like a whole entire bottle of Jack. We'll call him actually, I don't think names are important really, but he had drank like a whole bottle of something, and like there was a hypnotist after prom, and the hypnotist was like, if you've been, participating in illegal substances, you really don't need to be hypnotized because it's gonna mess with you. And he was like watching the hypnotist, and he threw up and had to leave. So that was cool.
Wait, I don't even know who you're talking about.
It was
Type it. You have to figure that out.
So that was April, and then May was an interesting month for me. It was just a big month all around. Like I said, I got a tattoo because I turned 18 in May. I got a tattoo, went to the casino, whatever. That was cool. Went to Caffrey. All that stuff happened in May. And then my mom graduated from RN school.
Yes.
That was a big deal. I actually got to pin her at the ceremony. That was like that was the coolest thing ever. It was like a big deal for me. And then I started hanging out with my now ex-boyfriend in May. And this guy, what should we call him? We'll call him...
I honestly like to leave the ex-boyfriends just exes.
Just
I don't
X?
like to give them a name.
We just call him X?
Yeah.
Okay. So X and I started hanging out in May, I think. Later May. And it was fun. X and I had been friends for like probably 4 years before we even like started, dating. And we had been through like, we'd grown up together kind of,
You'd known each other before.
Yeah. And so then it just made sense whenever we started dating. And we started dating in June. And he was great. He was a great boyfriend. He was so good. Really sweet and respectful guy. My parents loved him. And then we were dating like all summer. And then in August, I decided that I did not want to live with my parents anymore, and I was going to move in with X because I was sick of living with my parents and having them tell me what to do, and, giving me things that normal parents would give you, like a curfew. I was sick of it.
She's like, no more, I'm out of here.
Yeah. And so I had, I know everything at 18, obviously, and so I, moved out because that's what I wanted to do. That was short-lived. I worked so much. I actually got a job at the hospital in the town that we live in, and I love it so much. I work in patient care, which is so fun because I just love to talk. I love to talk. That's why I have a podcast.
Yeah.
And I love talking to people more than talking to a screen. But yeah. So I love it. And I get lots of clinical experience. I plan on going to DO school, which is like a doctor. I plan on becoming a doctor after high school. And so it's lots of clinical experience, and I actually got to do this med camp this summer for a surgeon in the town we live in, and it was so cool. There was lots of shadowing physicians and getting to see all the different specialties and areas that we have in this small rural town, and it was really cool to just see how the community works and everything, and how they do things. It's crazy. And there's lots of networking to be done, so that was fun. So yeah, I had gotten a job, and I was working so much, so much. Come in. Sorry, we warned you about the intermissions that we would be taking throughout the podcast. That's a risky run whenever you.
It's daytime.
Yeah. But now he's in the bath with Dad, so we'll get some uninterrupted listening. Spotify.
I didn't even put that together. That's funny.
And I put my glasses back on because as much as I wanted to not have them, I can't see without them, so yeah. But we left off talking about how much I was working. Do what?
I feel like I'm leaned back. So
Oh.
I'm gonna go on more.
We talked about how much I was working during like my hiatus. My hiatus from home.
Yeah.
And I was working so much. He was working. He still is. He still lives on his own. He's like works a lot. And it's a lot to keep up with. I didn't sleep the whole month that I lived there. So I lived there for a month. I didn't sleep the whole time I lived there, and it was terrible. I mean, it wasn't terrible all around, but it was just really hard. And so we both decided and we had been arguing more, because we're both 18. You should not be living with your significant other at 18, or your partner at 18. That's not terrible idea. Terrible idea.
Significant other and partner at the same time.
Significant other, but I feel like significant other is like, it's like marriage is what it feels like. Partner is just like, partner at the time. Which, honestly, I saw myself marrying this guy. That's why I moved in with him. But nevertheless, it didn't end up happening. Didn't end up getting married, so. And so we were arguing, and then we just decided that it was best that I moved back home. And my parents were like, they were not okay with me living there, which I wouldn't understand why they would be.
You would understand. You said you wouldn't understand.
I wouldn't understand why they would be okay with it. Wouldn't understand why they would be okay with it.
Yeah. Thomas swag.
Can we leave that in? Yeah.
I've been so sick.
Yeah.
So sick.
We were in the car the other day, and she started she threw herself into this coughing fit, and she was coughing for 5 minutes straight. And I look over, she has just tears
Oh my gosh,
running
in your
down her
car?
face. Yes,
Yeah.
it was so bad. But yeah, so I ended up moving out under the understanding that we would still be together, which was what I wanted. And then there was some misinterpretations there, and I just thought that maybe he didn't want to be together, which I guess was not the case, and so I just cut it short. I don't regret my decision just because I don't regret anything. Everything's a learning experience.
Yes.
And so I don't regret it, and I'm home. But it definitely is something that I've
back with me.
It's definitely something that I've had to work through.
And you still are working through.
Yeah.
Because it's recent.
Yeah, it's still fresh, so I'm still dealing with it, but it's okay. It'll be okay. So that's it on the breakup. It's so sad. It's so disappointing, but like I said, it's life.
Freak.
And we were just gabbing so much that the battery went down. So yeah, everything's a learning experience. I'm learning from it, still learning from it. I don't want to be in a relationship. Now, I'm just not looking for that. And I genuinely don't think that I can survive all of the, what do you look like warriors. Nothing irks me more
I've been through a lot of that.
than being like a grown, like almost a grown man and being like, oh, what do you look like?
And they don't even type it out.
WDLL. Like,
WYLL. They don't even put the D.
yeah.
What do you look like?
Yeah. Grow up. That's nothing annoying.
Nice to meet you.
I just added you on Snap because,
What do you look like?
yeah.
I'll snap you in a little bit. You don't gotta, snap me first and you snap back.
I don't think I can deal with that.
Sickening.
So I think I'll just stay single.
I think that's a good plan.
And then, so that's been my experience throughout the year so far. We just broke up recently. It's September. Moved in August, moved out in September, and then just broke up last week. So, it's definitely still fresh. But I've still been going to school. I've still, been doing well in school. Able to focus more. Now that I'm medicated for my ADHD. And yeah. That was, what a time. I hope that I'm able to look back on it fondly.
You will.
Instead of I do already.
Girl, if I can, and I'm a hater.
Yeah.
You will.
But yeah, so then, we've been going to school. I dissected a cow eye today. That was cool.
Oh my gosh.
And it's football season. We live in a really big football town. And in past years, we have a really big student section, and it's great. We've loved it, enjoyed it, until our senior year. I just want to tell you guys about a nightmare that I had. A hypothetical nightmare with aliens and dictators and just a whole mess. It was a nightmare. Physical, we'll talk about an actual nightmare that I had. And, there were these really, really country aliens harassing us in our sleep.
Big old belts.
Big belts. Really obnoxious personalities. It was terrible. Whenever I finally woke up from the nightmare, we went to the gas station and got something to drink. And,
it was perfect from there.
Yeah.
The nightmare was over.
Yeah. And so I don't plan on going and doing anything else to induce another one of those, just because it was so traumatizing. If you know, you know. And that's really all it. That's it. That's in a nutshell. That's what we've been up to.
Sorry.
And then, yeah, Allie just got into Oklahoma State.
I did.
She sent her application in before me. And so.
Back in August.
Yeah. So, and I just sent mine in a few days ago, so we'll be hearing back. Hopefully we can go to Oklahoma State together and,
me with my red nails, not wrapping well.
But yeah, that's the dream here.
Dream team.
Yep. Honestly, do you have anything else to add?
Not relevant.
I think that this is it. I think this is wrapping it up.
Battle!
Thank you so much for watching the Really Bad Podcast. It was a joy. It was wonderful, as always.
To be back.
See you next time.